critical Bible scholars are not respected in academic circles.
People who don't know anything about critical biblical scholarship are inclined to make wild and inflammatory statements about the field. They're also inclined to get the facts of the Bible and the facts surrounding the Bible incorrect because they don't bother to read critical biblical scholarship. This creator does both in this video, but it's the second that I want to focus on. Later in this video, this creator says that the earliest reference to Yahweh is found on the Moabite stone. Now, Moabite stone is a remarkable archaeological find from the 9th century BCE. It's a victory inscription by the king of Moab celebrating his military victories against the Israelites after a period of Israelite oppression of the Moabites. He celebrates the capture of a city, the slaughter of huge numbers of men, women, and children, similar to the way that the biblical authors celebrate various slaughters of large groups of people in the Bible. And it also celebrates the capture of cultic objects associated with Yahweh. So there we have our reference on the Moabite stone. But there's actually a plausible reference to Yahweh 500 years before this in an Egyptian inscription from the 14th century BCE associated with the reign of Amenhotep III. And in this inscription, amongst a long list of other places and the peoples who lived there, there's an inscription that says, Yahweh in the land of the Shasu. Now, Yahweh here is used as a toponym, the name of a place. It's a place located in the land of the Shasu. The land of the Shasu in biblical narrative is associated with the region where the Midianites and the Edomites hang out. If you know anything about biblical narrative, you may know that Moses has his revelation of the divine name Yahweh only after spending some time in Midian, that is, in and around this region where we have ancient Egyptian records where this name was in circulation. So many biblical scholars, not all, but many biblical scholars think there's something genuinely here, that some ancient Israelites came to know a deity that was worshipped in this region, sort of applied that region's name to that deity, and then brought worship of that deity up out of the south into Canaan, where Yahweh became the patron deity of ancient Israel. This helps explain a curious feature of some of the earliest poetry in the Hebrew Bible, like in Judges 5, where Yahweh is described as coming up out of the south. Why would Yahweh be coming up out of the south? Yahweh is coming up out of the south because these texts preserve a historical memory that a long, long time ago Yahweh was associated with a region south of the land of Canaan. Perhaps most relevant for this video right here, this is not an obscure hypothesis. If you were to read just about any critical introduction to the Hebrew Bible, you would no doubt see this hypothesis explained as a potential origin for the name Yahweh. So if this creator had bothered to read any critical biblical scholarship, they would know that the statements they made in this video are false. An ideological prejudice against an entire scholarly discipline only serves to make us uninformed.